Okay, here we are. That's the floor plan. And so we did the cherry tomatoes, green peppers, and hot peppers in the back. We did carrots and radishes in the side. We got cabbage and lettuce on that side. We have spinach and chard and cabbage on this side. We have Rutgers tomatoes on either side of the beefsteak tomato in front of the little greenhouse. And we got cherry tomatoes, green peppers, and hot peppers there. And then I have a mini greenhouse. And on either side in the tiny greenhouse, inside the mini greenhouse. Anyway, you saw it if you watched my other videos. But I got to figure out what goes there. And I have shelves to build vertical. So that's handy. Yesterday, we had another windstorm overnight. But I did get these T-bars in here. I had these laying around, and they happen to be a perfect size. They're in the ground a good foot or so, maybe a foot and a half. And they're bolted onto the sides. So we had another windstorm. I want to put one more here and one more here. It's just that held out though. And I'm going to do a whole row over this side. It's interesting that this did. This is the shape of the greenhouse now. The whole thing's moved. But it's anchored in over there. And I got to move some dirt along that edge, maybe. And tie it down properly, really. But it's not going anywhere, and it's not broken. So we're in good shape. And I just have to learn how to work with the greenhouse. This isn't meant to be a permanent structure. I want to be able to take it down and take it with me, but we'll see how that goes. I did some watering. That greenhouse is really I'm wearing a hoodie in here, and I'm sweating already. Like this is great germination for out here. It's great heat in there for what we got growing in there. And that mini one, I think I got a special project for the greenhouse inside the greenhouse that's in the greenhouse. So everything's a go. All I got to do is put some more of these T-posts in, and sort of it helps tie it down. Not that it really needed it. It didn't go anywhere, but it did bow in, and we took care of that problem. And we're in good shape. So really happy with the results so far. The next update will be when these start sprouting out. We'll share the progress. Of what's important about the seeds is, all right, so they're non-GMO, they're not genetically engineered, and they're not hybrid, whatever that means. There's nothing wrong with hybrid seeds. So the thing is, if they're from Mexico or Chile or France or something like this, when any fresh produce crosses into the United States territory, it gets irradiated, and it kills anything that's on it or in it, to protect our food supply. Unfortunately, it does destroy the seeds. If you get your California oranges from California, you don't have that problem. If they're a hybrid strain meant to grow in a certain soil condition in a certain climate, you reproduce those conditions, and the seed will do fine. And that's the thing with hybrids. I'm a hybrid between my parents. It's not like I'm going to grow poorly because I'm a hybrid. But a hybrid, that's the thing with hybrids. There's nothing wrong with it. But the seeds I got, they're non-hybrid, non-genetically engineered. Genetically modified is what happens whenever you put a seed in the ground. We can get all scientific and take a strand of DNA out of a clam and put it in a spinach, but there's nothing scary about that either. But we're sourcing our own food directly, organically. There's no additives. There's no amendments to this soil. It's all just composted and green manured. This dirt's been sitting for 3 to 10 years. in a pile, all kinds of weeds and stuff growing in it. I stirred it up over the summer. I laid all this out in a 26 by 10 plot, and I let all the grass and the weeds grow. This dirt is clean and it's alive. That's the important part. I have a compost heap over on the other side. Over the summer, I've been mixing food waste in it. Now I have some dirt to move into the greenhouse. It's already been frosted twice. We got hit with November 1st was our first frost. This morning was not the ground was still soft outside, so we didn't get a frost last night. But we got a hard frost the night of November 1st. What else? Anyway, so I have some compost that's still cooking on the inside. It's all alive. The soil is alive. And the greenhouses help replicate summer. I mean, this is a July day in here right now. It's hot. So the soil's healthy, clean, and we didn't put nothing in it, right? There's no pesticides, no chemical irritants. There's the soil in there is alive, and the microbiology has been well taken care of and prepared for what we're doing here. So that I don't think I made that clear in what we did, but thanks to a number of YouTube gardeners and the wealth of information that's available out there, there's so much information that you can do your garden your way. No garden is going to be the same. I wanted to do it a certain way, and that's not the way it turned out. But it's an organic process as well. The whole build was organic. I had an idea in mind, and from that foundation of an idea, this is what I end up with, and I'm happy with it. And then I drew it out, right? So I had a kind of an idea in my mind, and I ended up with this. I didn't plan all of this from the beginning. I worked with what I got, right? And we're doing the thing. We're sourcing our food from dirt on this land. Everything is from the property we're on. And so we're able to do it, you guys. The neighbors gave me a tomato off their plant, so that's in the greenhouse. I'm taking care of this guy for a friend, because they were going to put it in storage, and I'm like, well, let's take care of it. It's a palm tree. It needs to be where it can grow and be safe over the winter. They're really hardy. It could stay alive over the winter, but why not take care of it when we have the tools we need, all right? And then, so over the next month, I'm gonna have to move this dirt around. Just walking on it has been compacting it. Another thing I want you to know, okay, so those plots here. Okay, there's a whole other plot underneath that. All right, I laid this dirt out, and then I picked it up and moved it on top. And then underneath is just this grass. That's all carbon. And underneath that is, there's a topsoil layer. So it's just topsoil. And then see, there's a clay bottom underneath a layer of sand. So everything that grows has all kinds of room. Those seeds, I got all kinds of nutrients. Topsoil as well taken care of. I'm gonna let this stuff is gonna grow. I swear to God, this is ridiculous. I can get that out of there right now. We're gonna get more of it. So I know where the seeds are, and I know this lettuce bed needs to be cleared in that whole square because there's seeds in that area, right? So I can let these weeds grow, and it's not going to be a problem. There I have 3 up the middle, right? So I can, but I know I can let the weeds on either side grow if I wanted to, but I can just pick off the top and that will build the structure. So there's so many, I love it. How do you build a raised bed? What material do you use? Okay, cardboard is going to break down into dirt. Roots are going to hold the soil structure together. This is all going to be dirt, all right? There's things when you build it with wood or steel and stuff, you are creating an enclosed system, and it gives you great control and organizational structure to your garden. But the temperature is going to fluctuate the middle's going to get really hot and the edges not so much, and it all doesn't really. If you do it this way, it's a little bit of work, and then you're done, and that's that. That's a raised bed, you guys. I have some more boxes. I'm going to use them, but it's free. Everybody, it's free. People throw that's the box that this greenhouse came in. That's a box that greenhouse came in. Unfortunately, I don't have the box that the miniature greenhouse, the tiny greenhouse came in, but that... Oh, somebody gave me free something. Thanks, Dad. Let me stare that one in the mouth, right? I don't want a horse. Do not get me a horse. Nobody get me a horse. I'm not dealing with it. Anyway, that's some information that I'm working with. There's so much out there that it's... I know there's a lot of other options, right? But these are the ones that I've settled on because they work for me in my garden, right? And that's what we're doing. Hopefully you get some ideas. Hopefully you got some valuable information. Hopefully you're able to share it with your friends and apply it to your garden. Maybe give me a shout out because we're doing YouTube gardening, you guys. Woo!